I'm getting x-rays. My back's kind of messed up in my knee. X-ray machine. I'm just waiting for the nurse to get back.
I don't think so. I know. I'll be very careful. Right here. I go through this stuff and he's up the job. Don't matter. You guys are keeping this. I always take a picture of you outside. No. If you touch it, I'm going to get you arrested for assault. I'll touch you. I'll do it. Do it.
All the way, bitch.
No.
You guys ain't better than fuck with people.
I'm not fucking with people. You guys are working right now because of me. They rehire people because of me.
Oh, you're a piece of shit.
Enbridge is assaulting me 3 times tonight. Now the guards are telling them to stop. We're trying to stay out of this. They're doing it. I don't get it. Yeah. Why don't you do that? I don't make the road on the payroll with thousands of dollars. Why does he make? All I can do is, I have no idea. But I would be worried. Making thousands of dollars. Sorry, I didn't know what was going on. No, it's all right. I wanted to make sure. Okay. I went to your boss 3 times. I see the reach. I didn't want that to happen. He was reaching for me. Yeah, he just had his phone in his hand. He was trying to take my phone from me. I'm going to their bosses tomorrow and showing them my tape. That's fine. But please, not him. I understand. I was working for Enbridge, and they started covering up oil, and I reported them, and now I'm suing them. And now those Enbridge people that work for Enbridge are pissed off at me.
Okay, quick question, you guys.
Yes, I need to make an official complaint.
A what complaint?
A complaint. I was at the casino last night and I was assaulted by the security guards, and I want to make an official complaint.
Okay, were the officers out there last night?
Yes, they were.
Okay. Is the casino officer out there?
He's on his way out there.
724, 728.
You'll have to do that with the casino officer. He's the one that'll handle that.
Okay.
That was at the casino. It's on federal property, so it has to be at the casino officer to do that.
I'm not going back on their property. I was told not to, so I'm not going to trespass to go talk to the police.
Okay.
So I need to meet with him somewhere else, please.
Okay, hold on a
The
minute. Let me.
officer that was out there?
What's that? Is this an incident from last night?
Yes, sir.
What's your last name?
Bolenbaugh.
Okay. Yeah, he was out there last night, got arrested out there, and now he wants to make a complaint. We don't take complaints for the casino. That's federal property.
You want to make a complaint on the casino?
Yes.
Yeah.
Yeah, I don't know.
I was attacked.
Okay, what I suggest you do is come in tomorrow, or come in Monday and talk to a command officer, because that's a sovereign nation out there, and they're their own country out there, basically.
But I want their videos
Well, you have
for
to
my
deal with them.
proof.
You have to deal with them.
So I have to deal with the people that assaulted me to prove that what
That's
they did
I'm
is
saying. Why
wrong.
don't you come in Monday and talk to a command officer and see what they suggest you should
There's
do,
a
okay?
number that you can FOIA through them, but I've heard it's unlikely to get anything FOIA through them.
Right, because they don't want to give something when they mess up.
Because they're right. Because I don't know what happened.
Well, just to give you a short version, I walk in with my friends. I'm 100% sober. I got this thing with Enbridge. I used to be a worker, and they told us to bury oil. And I've been fighting against them, you know, trying to prove all
I've
this.
seen some of your videos.
Right. Well, my company just testified Friday that I've been telling the truth under oath. So it's all going to come out. Thing is, Enbridge, every place I go, harasses me. So last night, when I walked in, they went up to the security guards and told them to, whatever they told them, I don't know. But all I know is the security guards approached me. I told my friend they're coming after me.
Give Chris a call. Go ahead and let me grab.
Yeah.
Can you? Is Chris here yet?
He just left.
And I was not barred from there. I just played cards there. I run my card through. If I was barred, you know, I wouldn't be able to. They would see it when I run my card through.
Right.
And they told my friends I was barred there. And then the police officer said, do you want us to give him a trespass? And I said, you can't. I said, I'm not barred from here, and I've never been barred from here.
Yeah, I don't know the situation.
I understand you don't know anything. And so they gave me a disturbance, saying I committed a disturbance. But I never even talked to anybody. I walked in. I never said a word to anybody. I never touched anybody. I just paid to get in with 5 of my friends. Last night was my birthday, and I was sober. And they had no legal right to do what they did, and they know that. So I think by law I have some rights that I can...
Yeah, I'm sure you can make a complaint. I don't know their complaint process, though. How their complaint process works or anything like that. You know what I mean? So, we'll see what the sergeant says. And, because you can't make a complaint through us on them. If that,
So who makes a complaint through them?
You'd have to make it through them somehow. I'm sure they got some sort of complaint process through them.
What happens if someone gets shot out there? I mean, they take care of it and no one ever can do anything?
No, we enforce the laws out there.
Right.
And then and then anything is through federal court through them.
Okay, yeah, I got the federal court part. But if you guys are working out there and I say I was assaulted, I'm allowed to make a legitimate complaint that I was assaulted. And they have to take the videos and watch them to verify what I'm saying is true and investigate. And
Probably,
then,
yeah.
and so I need to know how I go through that process.
Alright, we'll find that out for you. Yeah, I'm not for sure exactly how that works, but
I wouldn't be here if I did something wrong.
sure. No, I'm not saying you did.
So, and I got all my friends to testify.
Okay.
And the videotapes prove that I never talked to anybody and I never touched anybody. So I was grabbed and assaulted and I never did anything. I got 100% proof of this.
I see. All right. Well, then I suppose we'll get contact from your attorney.
Hello?
Yes?
I want to make sure, as I said, I'm recording this and I want to make sure that all the videos are saved. I've already contacted you on video recording within hours after this. So if you
I'm sorry. When did you contact me previously?
I contacted Firekeepers within hours of the assault. I was yard boss at this yard over here. At the time, it was the biggest yard at the Michigan oil spill. We're at Firekeepers Casino, Battle Creek, Michigan. And I came in here for my birthday, October 14th, with my friends. 100% sober. Stood in line to get into the dance club, and as soon as I got in, a guard points at me, runs over to the manager, and they come, and the guy puts his hand on me. I turn on my camera, and he says, he's tape recording. And I had 5 security guards tackle me to the ground. A 6th one pulled my arm out from under me, and they pulled my camcorder from my arm, and I had a wristband on it, so they broke the wristband away from the camera. Then they actually took my camera and they erased the footage. They arrested me, not for trespassing, because I have the rights to be here. I'm, matter of fact, a VIP to Firekeepers Casino. I got free food, free drinks. I played poker a lot, Texas Hold'em, and it helped me fund what I'm doing. I was making $100 a week approximately in my free time to help buy gasoline to do what I'm doing. So they assaulted me, and then they have the nerve to arrest me saying that I caused a disturbance, which is a $100 fine. I didn't even talk to anybody, never touched anybody, and I have witnesses to this, and we have many cameras at the casino. Now they do not want to give the videos of the assault to us. Firekeepers Casino committed assault, and they did it because an Enbridge employee in the past has assaulted me. Many of them have assaulted me, and it's wrong that because Enbridge spends millions and millions of dollars here, that they want to kick a man out of the dance club that has done nothing wrong, never caused a disturbance, and never said a word or anything. And it is wrong what Firekeepers Casino has done. And there's a lawsuit against them right now, and they will lose. If you notice the date, it's October 24th, 2011. 10 days after the assault on me by the security guards at Firekeepers Casino from an Enbridge situation that happened in the past. This letter will serve as an official and legal notice that you are permanently banned from Firekeepers Casino. You are prohibited from entering the facility, including the grounds and parking areas, for any reason. Any subsequent entry upon these premises may subject you to arrest and prosecution for trespassing. And then it says I have a chance to request review 1 year from the date. And these are some of my cards, smoking and sizzling. What this means is when I show up there, I run my card through, and it says everything's fine. I just played cards there. I play cards there all the time. I'm a VIP. I get free food and free drinks. And it's ridiculous that they treat VIP customers like this because a big company like Enbridge spends more money. It's horrible. I can't even believe this. What's your name, please?
Don Stefik.
And can you tell me what happened on October 14th, which was my birthday, when we went to Firekeepers Casino, in your own words?
Well, we arrived at Firekeepers at about, I'd say about 11:30ish. We got in line to go into the cabaret. When we were about to go into the place, John approached me and said, well, I hope that there's no trouble tonight. And I was kind of confused, and I wondered why he said that. He said, well, because there might be Enbridge people in there, and he was a little worried. We finally got in there about, I'd say about 10 to 12. We paid to get into the place. John then went up to my buddy B, I believe, and said something to him, and he stood off to the side in the corner. And I was watching him. I was wondering what he was doing. He didn't go up and buy a drink or anything. He was just kind of standing there. So I was going along, and I was talking to my girlfriend, and I'd say maybe 5 minutes went by. And I noticed that security and a manager approached John, and it looked like they were trying to get him to leave for some reason. And John wasn't sure why he was getting kicked out, so I kind of walked over that way. And at that time, a couple seconds later, somebody said he turned on his camera. They grabbed him and they dragged him basically out of the cabaret. Around the corner, I followed them out, and I stood afar and was wondering what was going on, why they were doing this. And they kept saying, get his camera, get his camera, and John was saying, you know, they were saying that he was kicked out of there. He says, I wasn't kicked out. And then I seen two other security guards approach him, and they took him down and they slammed him to the ground. I seen them put his face into the concrete or whatever, the tile there. I was reluctant to take my camera out and videotape, but I was a little scared because that's why they said they were tackling him, because they had his camera on. That's what it looked like to me, in my own personal opinion. So I just said, I'll just stand here and watch everything, and that's what I did. I'd say maybe 5 to 8 minutes went by of this struggle. They were trying to get his camcorder or cell phone, whatever piece of property he had in his hand. He was laying on it, on his chest, and they were trying to rip his arm. And to me, it looked like they were about to break it. So I just continued to watch. They finally got him into some handcuffs after 2 more people approached and tried to help the struggle. Then they stood John up and they brought him to the back to the security area and set him down in a chair, and they kept telling him that he knew that he shouldn't be there and that he was kicked out of there, and he says, no, that's never, you guys never told me that. I was never told that I wasn't allowed in here. I continued to watch, and then they finally picked him up and they took him into the back room. At this point, as John's walking into the back, I said out loud that, John, it'll be okay. I watched everything and I would be more than happy to be a witness. I felt like they brutally attacked him for no reason. He was off to the side minding his own business. He didn't even speak a word to anybody but to his friends, and they ripped him out of there and threw him down to the ground, and it was uncalled for. The security guard that overheard me say that, he immediately got into my face, like right here.
Say what?
Say what?
What did the security guard hear you say?
He heard me say that, it's okay, John, I'll be a witness because I seen what they did to you. And he got into my face and he said, what did you say? And I said, you heard what I said, that they were attacking him for no reason, and it took 6 guys and they slammed your face on the ground, your knee, and they almost broke your arm. And then they dragged you over there, and it was all for, now that we found out, no reason. We didn't know what to believe because all we knew was what the security guards were saying. So me and my friends were confused at the moment until later proof came along with that.
What proof was that?
That John wasn't actually kicked out. He was never notified of it, and they finally sent him a letter saying that they finally kicked him out after the fact of that this happened. And then the security guard continued to be in my face. I was kind of upset and in the heat of the moment and being a little smart with him, but I wasn't being loud or obnoxious, and he was threatening to handcuff me and take me in as well. And I told him that he was being a dick, and that's why he threatened to kick me out, because I said that. And that's about all that I have from that. And then we just stopped and continued and went home because we didn't even want to be there anymore. Why didn't you want to be there? I felt that John was mistreated, and we came there with him. It was his birthday. That's the purpose we went. We're with him hanging out, and if he's not there and they won't let him there, we don't want to be there. You know, I play cards there, and I always go into the back, and I'm a VIP there. I have, you know, I've never been asked to leave, ever, not one time. I've never had any issues except for Enbridge harassing and assaulting me in the place. And in my opinion, I think an Enbridge employee said something to Firekeepers to get them to do that, because otherwise I don't know why Firekeepers would do that. It doesn't make any sense unless they're worried about losing money. Enbridge spends millions and millions of dollars in there. Their workers spend so much money. And it's common sense to me that if an Enbridge employee says anything about me, they're going to throw me out, and they don't need a reason. And what do you feel about all this? You know what I've been going through with Enbridge and the oil spill and the harassment. What do you think? I honestly think that if you weren't allowed in there to begin with, they would have caught on a long time ago. They have security at the front door. They can tell every time that you swipe your card and you sign in. Why now? Why did it wait until that day that they had to do that and then had to manhandle you to the ground because you were videotaping after the fact that they tried to pull you out of there? You weren't videotaping or doing anything wrong when you first got there, so what was the problem? And I would feel scared. If I was in your situation, I would. If I fight back, then I have charges pressed on me. But what I do is just defend myself by turning on my video camera and trying to videotape it. That's the only defense I have, and I did not turn it on until after I was touched. Mm-hmm. And I actually seen that part, because when they approached you, your hands were down here, and then when they went, I seen the one guy grab you and say, let's go, and you were like, what for? And that's when they both grabbed you up, and then you started videotaping, and then he said, he's videotaping, and then they dragged you out of there. Why do you think they cared about me videotaping? They have 20 cameras in the place looking at us.
Do you think they're gonna let us see those videotapes?
No, I don't. I think there might be a glitch in the system, or, I mean, why'd they have to go to the extremes to even delete the video? Yes, you're not allowed to have video cameras in a casino, but we weren't in the casino area, and there was no gambling in that club. So, what is the point of not being able to videotape? That's like
Right.
them saying I can't take a camera picture.
Right, you can videotape your friend in the dance club dancing or take a picture of them. There is no law against that. Not even at Firekeepers, there's no policy against that. So, well, thank you for your interview. And is there anything else you'd like to say?
You're doing a great thing, and I look up to you for that, and I've stuck behind you the whole time, and I will till the end. If I can do anything, I will. And John's a good guy. He has a good heart in this situation, and he's doing the right thing. And Enbridge is just trying to shut him up, and I'm actually scared for him. I hope that he can continue this and that his life will be blessed and safe.
Thank you, Don. This is just the bill from the emergency room. This is not counting the CAT scan, not counting the x-rays. I mean, we're talking about $7,000 or $8,000 that Firekeepers Casino costed me from their assault on me, all stemming from Enbridge. The casino is so worried about losing the millions of dollars that the workers spend in there, they would just throw me out even though I'm a VIP in that facility. And the Indian reservation should be thanking me because a lot of this oil was spilt on Indian land. I am Indian myself. And I cannot believe that they treated me like this. Or anybody for that matter. All for money. As you see, it says disorderly person by committing a public disturbance. That's 100% impossible. So, Officer Beach and I think it's Novar, I asked both of you to press charges against these casino workers. I asked you at that time to take me to the hospital. I asked you at that time to get the videos and save them. So, officers, if you didn't do your job properly, shame on you when you go to court. And Firekeepers, you're going to lose a lot of business because I have a lot of supporters. Of course, Enbridge spends a lot of money in your facility, and I know why you did what you did. And that's because they have money, they have power, and it's just little old me, John Bolenbaugh. But you know what? One man can make a difference. And I'm getting many of men and women, and we can change what happens when these powerful oil companies try to attack whistleblowers. They gave me a fine. They didn't want to press charges against me for anything because they know that I didn't do anything. They didn't want me to fight this in court. They just wanted me to pay a $100 fee. Well, guess what? I am fighting in a court. I'm suing them, and they're going to pay dearly for assaulting me. They're going to pay my medical bills, and the world is going to know what Firekeepers Casino did because they want to stick up for a company just because they got a lot of money. Yeah. I'm getting x-rays. My back's kind of messed up in my knee. X-ray machine. I'm just waiting for the nurse to get back. John Bolenbaugh, if you see in the right top corner, 3/29/2011. This is from this year. I was fired October 2010 for telling the government and the press that oil was being covered up. Then when I went to Enbridge and told them they were leaving oil that they shouldn't, I was fired the next morning. Enbridge told SET Environmental to fire me. They told me I better not be there the next morning. We have video proof, and we have testimony now through a court reporter under oath. So I don't have to worry. They've already testified that oil was covered up and that we were told to cover up oil. Please call these numbers. Do not harass them, but ask them legitimate, serious questions. Why they won't leave me alone, why they won't allow me to videotape oil they've left behind, and why they're not cleaning up areas properly. And then you can call these numbers. Meredith Powell is a spokesperson for Enbridge. She tried to get me arrested once. That's one of my videos, and she was in the wrong. Then there's a spokesperson for Enbridge at the very bottom right. He's not a very nice guy from the conversation I've had with him. And then you have the Enbridge hotline. Call all these numbers. Then I have email addresses. And if you can please contact these people. We have Mark Durno. These are from the EPA. Mark Durno's on the top right. And you have his web address, email address, excuse me, on the left. And contact these three people. Leave an email and ask them why they are allowing Enbridge to harass me, and why they're not having them clean it up properly, and why they signed off on areas. I have all the legitimate paperwork where they signed off on multiple, over a dozen areas that were massively full of oil, and now they've went back and cleaned up a lot of them. They've redug up the oil they buried or covered up. So I have all the video proof in the world to prove that I'm telling the truth. I've got testimony under oath now to prove I'm telling the truth. These guys are really hurting our country and our environment, and you got to help me. I need your help. Thank you.